Hi, everyone. Hope you are all well and safe during these crazy times. But this webinar is all about telling you a little bit more about Touriosity. To give you a little bit of background on Touriosity, it's an idea I have been thinking about for a number of years now. Basically, ever since I started putting my book Lookers into Bookers together. And for those who are familiar with my book will know that within that book, I created a sort of fictional business called fooddrinktour.com. And that was actually going to be the original premise for this OTA, and I use that term lightly, but that was going to be the premise for the original OTA, and it was only going to focus on the food and drink operators. But then the more I thought about it, the more I felt it could be expanded upon, would include everyone, and it grew into Touriosity. And I put that on the back burner, with busy with tourism marketing agency and all the other advice and the blogs and everything else that I put out there. So it was always one of these things I wanted to do, but the time just never felt right until now. Though over the last 3 months or however it's been since COVID really took hold and all the destinations that we all love shut down and all the lockdowns were put in place, I opened up my diary to basically give free one-to-one consultations with lots and lots of operators, 80 plus. I lost sort of count after that, to be honest. And it was really, those conversations were great in the perspective that I was giving advice to them as much as I could on how they could pivot their business, how they could grow their business going forward, and opportunities possibly for their particular business. So there was lots of inspiring stuff during that time and during those conversations. But it was equally as hard to hear, and some of the operators breaking down literally in front of you, but across camera, about where their business is going to go, how they're going to survive, and everything else going forward. So with that, and throughout those conversations, what really became clear was that those who are 40, 50, 60, and even, believe it or not, 100% reliant on one or two OTAs, online travel agents, they are the worst affected. And we know there's legalities behind that in terms of, they have to abide by cancellation policies. A lot of these OTAs have to do as well. But in my opinion, it's taking more control away from the tour operator. It's taking them further away from the revenue streams that operator should be in charge of. They should have everything on their customer to try and persuade them to postpone or do whatever they could do to try and make their business survive. And on top of that, I do believe that the days of, and I understand why there's commission. It helps those platforms grow. It helps them prosper. It helps them market the businesses that they're trying to promote. But I think that it's got to the stage where the commission is too high, and it's got to the stage where it's more a detriment to tour operators. And unfortunately, because of a lot of these online travel agents have shareholders, have had lots and lots of funding, they are unfortunately at the mercy of those investors. And because of that, the operators are nothing more than a commodity now, and they need to generate money. And we'll come on to some of that later on. And that's not to say OTAs can be a force for good. They can be there to really help businesses grow and help them prosper. But I think there's a fine balance, and unfortunately, I think a lot of the online travel agents have gone past that balance and tipping more in their favour in terms of, rather than the operators themselves. So hopefully throughout this webinar, I'm going to hopefully try to keep it to an hour. We've got lots of information to go through. I'm going to show you some sort of slideshow in terms of some of the thoughts behind Touriosity, some of the things that we've actually taken forward to say, okay, this is exactly what we're doing. We've had lots of conversations with operators. We've had lots of feedback. We've had questions. Are we going to do certain things? Are we not going to do certain things? And all that is now sort of been set in stone for a lot of it. And that's not to say things may not evolve in the future, but for launch and to get things running, we've got things in place that we want to do. And then after that, I'm going to show you a very, very early stage demo in terms of how we're thinking about displaying tours, and how that could possibly work, what we're going to do to showcase brands, and how, just to give you a couple of examples of how the sort of product pages, your product pages, your selling pages will work with, various booking systems as well. And so we'll show you a couple of examples of that too. So what I'm going to do is bring up my screen. So hopefully you can see that. Yep, that's good. And I'm going to just start playing my slideshow. So hopefully you can see my screen. I'm just going to bring up YouTube on my phone just to make sure that everything is looking fine. So let's just dive straight in. Like I say, lots and lots of information to go through, and hopefully lots of information that you will love. I'm sure there'll be more questions to come out of it and other things to happen. But we've got a Q&A session at the end, which we can take some questions if anyone wants to answer any questions or something that I'm not too sure about. So we're going to cover what is Touriosity, how will it work, what our aims are for Touriosity. We'll show the early stage demo, like I say, and we'll discuss the fee structure and the next steps of moving Touriosity forward, and then we'll open up to a Q&A. So ultimately, what is Touriosity? Well, Touriosity, and again, I use this term loosely, is an online travel agent, an OTA with a conscious. We're more than an OTA, we are a marketing consortium with one aim: to help tour operators and activity providers drive more direct bookings without having to pay the heavy commissions. And we feel that's very, very important. And like I say, this is all about driving direct bookings, not going through Touriosity, not going through another third party. It's going direct to you. And we'll come on to how that works in a second. Though I understand now, again, when I said earlier about all the conversations we've been having with operators, that COVID, this has a huge effect on every operator's livelihoods, in every walk of life. You don't need to even be in tourism to understand how bad things have gotten. Every business has been affected. My business, but especially the tourism sector and the hospitality sector, you guys have been one of the worst affected. And because of that, we hope that Touriosity is going to be it's going to help in this regard. And we know we're not going to. We've got a big uphill climb. We know we've got a big fight against the other OTAs, etc. But we feel there is a space for something like Touriosity, and hopefully with the facts that I shall show you later on, you'll see what it is we're trying to do. But like I say, COVID has had a massive effect, and I have to say it, and I don't want to really go into a rant here, but I feel it's wrong for some OTAs to charge operators even more during this crisis. No, the Viator announcement that they're going to charge $29 per product is wrong and immoral, and a slap in the face for those operators that are meant to be trying to helping. No, operators at the moment, activity providers at the moment, are looking for help. They're looking at these big companies who are supposedly trying to help them for advice, for guidance, for help, and to simply say that they're going to be charged extra for having tours on that platform is quite frankly ridiculous at this time. If that's something they wanted to do further down the line, great. That's their prerogative. It's their business if that's what they want to do. But doing it at this time is wrong in my opinion. So with that, I think there is a market for something like what we are trying to do. And I understand, just before I continue, I understand Viator saying that's for tours from the 1st of August onwards. They're going to be doing this for anything that's uploaded. But when you think about it, the 1st of August is a month away to the day. Most destinations still haven't opened up properly. Most operators don't even know what tours they will be able to serve, if any, or have to completely change their tours depending on what is happening within the industry. So most operators are going to have to be charged that fee anyway, because they're going to have to change their products. So I think, anyway, I won't go into a big rant, but I just wanted to emphasize that this is something that we're fighting against, and hopefully Touriosity is going to be part of that. Though most OTAs and other sort of travel agents and things like can charge anything between 20 and 40%, depending on who you're using. So if you actually think about it, if you are a business generating $100,000 or pounds or whatever a year, and you're 50% reliant, so half of your revenue is reliant on that OTA at the low rate of the 20%, you're spending 10 grand a year revenue or losing out on that revenue to that OTA. Now, if they're bringing you lots of business and that's part of the marketing fee, that's fine, that's great. But now, post-COVID, I don't know if this is going to be a viable option for a lot of businesses going forward. And Arrival put out a survey sort of saying that most operators are at the £250,000 sort of downwards. So again, if you're 50% reliant, that's 25 grand per year. And to be honest, if you are at that level and you are paying that commission and you're spending 25 grand a year, that money should be used. That's a good budget for direct marketing and growing your direct business. So, so there's swings and roundabouts. There's things to look at in terms of your own business and how we move things forward. Now, I understand that many operators also need help with marketing, but can't afford a marketing agency, and I completely understand that. No, again, Arrival put out a survey, and more than half of all operators do not engage in standard, even free digital marketing activities, have limited or no performance tracking, and remain unsatisfied with their marketing efforts. Again, because I work with so many operators, normally this just comes down to knowledge. It comes down, it's one of the reasons why I wrote my book. It comes down to knowledge, it comes down to understanding, knowing what their customers, knowing what your customers are needing and want, and giving them the right messaging they put out there. So we understand that for some businesses that can be expensive. We understand that not every business can use a digital agency like mine's, but we're hoping that Touriosity will be in some way plug that gap and help in that regard. No, I've run an agency for the last 14 years, been in this industry for 26 years. So my team, I've worked with so many tour operators, had such great success. And we don't always get it right, I'll admit. We don't always get it right, but we've had great success with a lot of businesses, and we feel we've got the knowledge there to make Touriosity work. So far, I'm proud to say we've now had over 550 operators who have signed up their interest in Touriosity, and most of that has been through word of mouth. We've done a little bit of Facebook advertising to promote this, but most of it has been through Facebook groups, word of mouth, putting stuff out there on an email campaign, and that's already 550. So with an extra push, we think we can get lots of numbers onto Touriosity and lots of tours on there. So I'm ecstatic that we've got 550, and we think we can get a lot more once things get moving and we start doing some of these announcements we're about to do. So let's do that. Let's go straight into some of the facts of what it is we're actually trying to do with Touriosity and how it will work. Because like I say, I've had lots of questions, I've lots of feedback, I've lots of cynicism as well of people saying it won't work. I believe it will. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't think it could. But let me give you some facts in terms of what we are doing with Touriosity. Our biggest statement is we will never, ever, ever charge commission. And this is actually going to be written into the Touriosity constitution or contract or whatever you want to call it. I like the word constitution, makes it sound more grandeur. But we are going to never ever take commission. It's never going to be charged for any of our operators throughout the history and the life of Touriosity. And that is going to be written in our constitution. So never ever going to take commission. We are going to be a non-profit. So this will hopefully negate the effect of we're always having to pay shareholders, we're always having to pay someone that is looking, investors and all these other things as well. Every piece of revenue that is generated by Touriosity goes into maintaining and promoting the platform, and that's it. And we'll come on to a little bit more on that in a second. But as a non-profit, every single piece of money is there to promote you and your tours, your destinations, and the platform as a whole. And that's what we're aiming to do. And again, that is going to be written into the constitution. The sole aim of this platform, as I said earlier, is to drive direct bookings to your business. And again, I'll show you examples of how we're going to do that. But literally, your listing will be on the Tourosity website. They'll land on your product page, see all the information, and it will be your booking widget, your inquiry form, whatever it is that how you wish to take bookings through your own booking system. That will be in there, and that inquiry or booking or whatever will go direct to you. And I think that's vastly important. Every operator is going to be on a level playing field. There will be no featured listings. There'll be no preferential treatment. If you're a big company or a small company, if you're on that platform, you're in that destination, in that city, you will all be treated the same. You will all be marketed the same. And we think that's the only fair way to make this work. Everyone will be on a level playing field. And we feel that's the only way that this is ever going to work and be successful. So I have had questions been saying, oh, can I pay more if I get promoted more? If you want to pay my marketing agency to do that, then you can certainly do that. But in terms of Touriosity, the fee that you pay, everyone pays the same fee, everyone will be marketed the same, and everyone will be on a level playing field. To be on the platform, you will need to have, and there's a caveat to this, which we'll come on to, you will need to have a rating of 4 out of 5 or above. Now, whether your rating is on TripAdvisor, Google, FIFO, or any other review system, to be on the platform, we want to have this quality. Unlike now, like I said earlier on, with Viator charging operators for a job that they should have been doing in the first place, and creating a platform that had quality tours and quality products only. We are doing this from the get-go. It's part of your fee, but it's going to be, every operator has to be a 4 out of 5 star review to be on the platform. With a caveat, and again, this is to help new businesses start up as well. If you're a new business, of no more than 12 months, and you don't or haven't even built up your reviews yet, we will allow you to be on the platform, but you will give you 12 months to make sure that you generate those reviews and you generate 4-star reviews or above. If you don't, you will not be renewed for the next 12 months. But we are going to give precedence to those who already have reviews. So if a destination or a city is full, and it's full because we have operators in there in terms of 4 out of 5-star reviews, they will take precedence. If for slots available, that's when we'll allow new businesses to be able to go in there as well, because it's only fair that new businesses emerge and they get to grow as well if they pay the fee. But there will be a caveat that if they do not generate reviews within that 12-month period and they're not 4-star or above, they will be pulled from the system. At launch, we are going to only allow 5 products per operator per destination. Now, this may increase in time, but and we'll come on to in a second of when we want to launch. But this is purely so we can get the content onto the platform. We can launch when we want to launch, and to make sure that we have everything in place and the quality in place without being bogged down with hundreds of tours from a particular operator or anything like that. So we're limiting it to 5 products, and ultimately we want this to be quality rather than quantity. We want you to select the 5 products that should, and this, even when I do marketing for my own customers, this should be the focus. The 5 products should be products that generate you the most revenue or are the most popular, that ultimately generate you the most revenue. So focus on those products. Those products will be on Touriosity, and that's what will get promoted. So the more that we hopefully help you sell of them, the more revenue you can make, which will help everyone's cash flow, especially during these post-COVID times. So 5 products per operator per destination. So most operators who have sign up for us are single destination operators. But if you happen to be an operator who works in multiple destinations, you can have in a second. Like I just mentioned, we'll have 5 operators per destination or tour type. So if you are in San Francisco, Oakland, wherever, and you are a food tour operator, we will only allow 5 food tour operators in that city to be on the platform at any one time. Competition is good for all businesses. Variety and giving the customers on Touriosity a choice is good, but we also don't want to flood it with hundreds and hundreds of different types of products or the similar products on the platform. So we're only at launch going to allow 5 operators per destination or tour type offering those 5 tours. And that's how we're going to run it. Again, quality over quantity. And again, this may change through time, but we're certainly doing this for launch. We will not manage any payments or money whatsoever. Like I say, everything's going direct to you. Your products will link to your own existing reservation systems, and we think this is important. The last thing I want to get involved in is cancellation policies, no payments, all these other things as well. So everything will be run direct to you. So we do not manage the money. There's no middleman. Revenue is yours. You can then manage if you are a multi-day tour company and you need, rather than sort of saying we're holding some money back, you get a little bit in a month's time and a little bit once the tour's done. however you work in terms of your own reservation system, that will just continue to work as normal because the bookings are coming straight to you. So we won't be holding any money, we won't be managing any money. That will go straight to you, and we feel that's important, especially post-COVID, for you guys to allow you to grow your businesses a little bit quicker. So if you don't have a reservation system, we have, and we'll show you this in a second, we've already announced we've got some partners on board. Those partners will be there to offer you any sort of preferential rates or anything like that as well that they feel seem fit, though they have came on board purely because they believe in what Touriosity is trying to do, but also that to support the operators, because about a third of the operators who have came on board have indicated that they don't have a booking system. So we've partnered up with some of the booking platforms to allow you guys to chat with them, find out if those guys are going to be suitable for your business. And that's not to say, and please let me make this clear, that's not to say that you have to be with any of those partners to be on the system. The system will work with 99% of the booking systems out there, or will even work with a PayPal button or a Stripe button or whatever way or method that you want to use to take bookings. It will work with pretty much any method or any booking platform. We're just partnering up with some booking systems to help those who do not have a booking platform, to sort of find out more about them and sort of see if any one of those partners are going to be suitable for your business. So, but you can work with any platform you wish or any reservation system you wish and be on Touriosity. This is a big one, and this is an important one for me, and it's going to be written into the Constitution. I am personally taking no income from Touriosity. Like I say, it is a non-profit. I see this as an extension of the tourism marketing agency. I'm taking no profit. I make a decent enough living from TMA. I do not need to make any money from this whatsoever. So it's going to be written into the Constitution that I am taking no money from this. And I think that's important, again, to sort of show the value of what we're trying to do, and to show that we are trying to do this for you and to drive direct bookings for you. I know, and to full disclosure, I know by doing this, some operators will want to come and use tourism marketing agency to help them further. So we will get leads and business from doing this anyway. So I do not need to make any revenue or a living from Touriosity. So it will be written in the Constitution that I will be taking no revenue from this whatsoever. Through time, and once it's launched, operators, again, this platform is for you guys. Operators will vote on change. Now, we're obviously not going to ask you to vote on every single little thing that we do for Touriosity, but if it's something major that affects you and it affects the operators, we will be putting it to a vote to all the operators who are on the system. So if we're ever going to do a change to the fee structure or anything about the platform that affects you guys directly, this will always be put out to a vote to you guys, and you will decide whether something goes or something stays or something changes. So I think that's important. And then again, this is to make sure that it's a platform from you, driven by you, and ultimately there to promote you. So you will have a say in how the platform goes forward. On that, the annual fee, for those who sign up before a cut-off date, which I shall come on to, those fees will be locked in for 3 years. So there'll be no increase in the fees for 3 years. Then after that, for inflation and everything else, as you would normally do, fees and money does need to increase. Advertising will probably get more expensive in a few years' time. But for at least the first 3 years, and for those who initially sign up at launch, those fees will be locked in for those 3 years. So, and that will be in your contracts as well. Touriosity will showcase your brands. We're not going to hide who you are, what you do, your company name or anything like that. Your brand will be at the fore. In fact, we're going to take this a step further, and I'll show you a very brief example of this in the demo. Each operator will have their own sort of mini landing page talking about their business and highlighting their tours on the page, which I feel is important for any customer who is maybe taking out one of your products and wants to bookmark your page for future use, and be able to sort of see what products you have on offer at a further stage down the line. So you will have your own sort of branded page as well as having your logo on your product pages, and people will be able to see your logo, a little bit of brief description about who you are, and that will be on every single product page. And again, that's going to be front and center. It's not going to be hidden like on some other platforms I won't mention. This platform from day one will work for day tours, multi-day tours, if you run bespoke tours, or even if you want to sell online experiences. It will work for pretty much every tour type or experience, or if you're an attraction, it will work for pretty much anything. So, because I have had some questions saying, will it work for multi-day? Will it do this? Will it do that? It will work for any of these sort of tour types, and that's going to work from launch and from day one. So our aims for Touriosity is to grow into a viable alternative platform for tour operators and activity providers and attractions worldwide, and to grow into the sort of go-to brand for customers to find highly curated and reviewed experiences and book direct. Like I say, we know we're not going to change the world initially, but we feel from the support from you guys, we can make this work. I will give this my all to make this work. And I think there needs to be an alternative out there. There needs to be something that will, in my opinion, is lost with the other online travel agents. The focus of helping the tour operator, the focus of promoting you guys and making sure that you guys are at the forefront of the platform. This is what's missing, in my opinion, from today's market. And hopefully Touriosity will go a long way into providing that. But not only that, we're also going to use the platform to educate the customer as to why Touriosity is a better alternative to book tours and activities than most other OTAs, and highlight why they're helping you guys, helping local businesses and bypassing those commission rates. Now, don't get me wrong, some customers won't care about where they go to, where their money goes to, as long as they get a good experience. That's all they really care about. But I still think it's important to start spreading the message out there to say, look, if you book through Touriosity, there is no commission. 20% commission, 30% commission gets paid to someone else, and that operator is missing out on that money. So there is going to be sections on the website we'll highlight this. We're even going to do a video on it, just for those customers who want to be educated, just to spread the word and get that out there. And we think that's going to be an important part of this process. And we are looking for partners. So we're lucky enough to have some partners on board already, which we'll come on to. But we are looking for more partners. So we're looking for reservation systems to help those who haven't already got a reservation system. And I have to say, depending on the partner type or the company type that you are, or the business that you are, we're only allowing 5 from every single sector. So there will only be 5 partners from reservation systems, or if there was 5 businesses doing digital waivers, only 5 of them would be allowed to partner on the platform. So we're only allowing 5. DMOs will allow for pretty much as many DMOs as we can to try and get their operators onto the platform and promote them as well. But sort of businesses and services will be limited to pretty much 5 per business type. But we're only going to highlight, and the reason why I want to make a point of this is because I was asked this question, is we're only going to highlight this. It's only going to highlight partners and services that are there to help support operators only. No, I had the question of saying is, what happens if a Viator or a TripAdvisor or a Get Your Guide came along and says, we want to partner up with you? That's not going to happen. I'm not going to allow that to happen, and sort of defeats the purpose of what we're trying to do. It has to be services that are there that could help support you guys and make your businesses run quicker or run faster or be more efficient or whatever it is they wanted to do. So that's going to be, and we are looking for more partners to come on board. Partners can get in touch in terms of how we work, how we structure that. But that's what we're looking for as well. And any of the fees that partners pay to be on the platform, and they have to pay to be on the platform, that money all goes into the pot to help market you, the operators, businesses, the tours, the destinations, and maintain the platform. So it all helps and all goes towards that. And I can't thank the partners enough who have signed up already to help support this and help get this moving and help get this out there. And on that, let me announce, obviously some of these announcements have been happened already, but for those who don't know, our very first partner was Checkfront. They believed in what we wanted to do from the get-go. I've always had a good relationship with Checkfront and the guys there, so can't thank them enough. So thank you so much, Checkfront, for becoming one of our first partners. We also have Touriosity, another booking system. In fact, it's all booking systems at the moment. Another booking or reservation system who have came on board, who are our second partner. Again, very much believe in what we're trying to do in terms of trying to push Touriosity forward. Then, just the start of the week, we announced that Resdi have partnered up. So they also believe in what we're trying to do. They have always sort of championed, very much like the other ones as well, championed to direct bookings, trying to make sure that the operators are getting the best that they can. So Resdi has also been one who's came on board. And I'm glad to announce our fourth one, which is Orioli. I hope I pronounced that right. Another booking system who has came on board as a partner, and they are also going to help us push this platform forward, get it promoted, and things like that as well. And again, the fees that they're paying us to get this platform up and running is all going to help towards you guys and getting you guys promoted. So I can't thank them enough. We have one more slot for a booking system. We are in a talks with a couple, but nothing's happened yet. But we are looking for more partners. The more partners we can have on board, the more viable this will become, the more we can support the tour operator. And if nothing else, if you're a partner, you can be safe in the knowledge to say, okay, we're helping out the industry, we're helping out the sector in some shape or form. And that would, I'm so sure that will be seen in a good light in your eyes, or on tour operators' eyes. But allow me to show you an early stage demo. And like I say, this is very early stages. This might not be the final version, but I just wanted to give you an indication of some of our thought process behind what this should entail. So I'm going to stop this presentation just now. You should see my screen again. And I'm just going to bring on, if you see me looking away, I apologize. I'm looking at a second screen. In fact, what I'll do is I will bring this up full screen. So this is just the workings of Touriosity that we're looking at just now, putting some ideas together, testing some things out, and putting some of our thought process behind this. So Touriosity is going to be a website platform, very much like any other tour operator, sort of OTA type led platform. You'll be able to search certain criteria. So we'll be able to, this may change in time, but at the moment we're looking at maybe searching by activity, the destination, the experience type, whether it's a day tour, group tour, multi-day tour, private tour, online experience, etc., attraction. They would search, and that would take you off to the search results, which we'll go into in a second. At the top here, you can sort of see we're breaking it down into, again, day tours, multi-day tours, online experiences, and things to do in, which we'll come on to. But again, maybe one or two more added up here, but this is pretty much, maybe have a separate one for private tours up here if we have enough private tour companies. But again, this is trying to make this as easy as possible for the operator. And we will have a section here saying you will help local businesses find out how. This will take the customer off to find out more information, a little video, and why using Touriosity and to book tours through Touriosity is better in my opinion, and not having to pay those heavy commissions. And again, just trying to spread that word out, so that will be on there as well. If you scroll down, we'll be looking to have a section sort of saying, where would you like to go today? This will randomly load up a few destinations. So for customers who maybe are just looking for something to do and not sure where they want to go yet, this will then highlight a couple of different areas and destinations, and we're looking for this to be loaded up randomly, and it will tell you the number of tours that are in each area as well. And again, for day tour experiences, this will randomly load any day tours that are in the system. So there'll be no, as I said earlier, no preferential treatment, no featured listings. This will all load randomly from all the tours that are in the system and display them to the user. So every time the user refreshes or visits the homepage, it will change. So we just have a couple of dummy tours here. They're actually from clients that we've worked with in the last few months, just to put them here to sort of give you an indication of how they could look. One's a driver guided tour, one's a sort of caving experience, one's a beer tasting experience, and just to give you an idea of the sort of flexibility of the platform. You can show how many hours, if it's a day tour, etc., where it's located, the maximum number of people that's going to be there, a brief introduction, and then the price. At the moment, the system only displays in dollars, but at launch, we will be able to display in the currency that you want to display your tours at. So the platform, which I will say, for launch will only be in English. Through time, we will look to add other languages onto this, but it will only be in English, but we will have be able to show your currency. So whether that's dollars, euros, pounds, or whatever, that will display on your product pages and on the tour cards themselves. But at the moment, it just doesn't do that, but it will do at launch. So again, we'll show randomly load up day tour experiences, randomly load multi-day tour experiences, randomly load any online experiences. If that becomes a big thing, we can put that on there as well. So that's going to be highlighted on the system. This will play, again, just to enforce why booking direct and booking local is best. I'll play a little video in terms of that side of things, again, just to try and spread that word out. We will, not here yet, but we will have an online sign-up form in terms of what we're going to do with this. Content and SEO is certainly going to be a big part of this website in terms of a marketing standpoint. We're going to have loads of travel guides on every single destination that's on the platform, promoting those areas, getting all that in there. And really, my team of copywriters and content writers are fantastic. And we do this day in, day out for our customers. And we're going to be adding even more to bespoke sort of content to this website to help with SEO and to help the long tail sort of rankings, etc. of the website. Highlighting our partners. I do need to fix this logo's a little bit big, but any more partners will be highlighted on the homepage in terms of who's helping who and usual stuff. So the homepage will look roughly like this. There will be changes. Like I say, it's very early stages. There may be things we add or take away, but homepage wise, we're trying to make it sure that it's super focused on highlighting some destinations, highlighting some products, and getting the user off to that. But most people, from experience, will use a search because, especially when it comes to day tours, for example, people are already in a destination. They'll already know some place that they want to go to. So they'll more likely select the destination and find any tours in that area. And again, if I hit search, or just, again, because we only have 3 tours on this as a demo, if I hit search, this will take us to a search page, which randomly loads the tours on the page of whatever products are going to be there. If the user wants to display them as cards like this or as a list, they are free to do so. They then can, obviously, for the customer's sake, display by title, price, etc. And if they want to organise it a little bit further, they can do that as well, ascending, descending. Again, more things may happen in here, things may change. And then down the side, they can search by keywords, duration, dates. Again, some of this may change in the future, but different activities, even by the age of what age groups are allowed in particular tours. If this is information that you're pulling in a lot from different products, then this will be added to the filters, and then the customer can then filter that out even further. So that's how the sort of search would work. Day tours, again, if you click on an actual page, they'll still be able to search. Again, they can sort through all the different tours on a page. Again, these load in randomly, so there's no preferential. It's not going to be automatic loads with ABC tour always at the start. It's going to load randomly to make it more fair for all the operators. But then the customer can then filter out to their specific needs and wants as and when they want to. And that'll be the same for multi-day tours, online experiences. And then things to do is very much city guides or destination guides. So we'll be showing again, look at here, Cotswolds, Ghent, Iceland, whatever destinations there'll be, those will randomly load. Or again, the user can then filter them out, alphabetically if they so want to. But most people will already have an indication of where they're going anyway, so they'll just go straight into that product. And when they go straight into that sort of city, any tours that are listed for that destination will then just display on that destination. So I want to show some of the products and how they work with a couple of different methods in terms of the booking system, and trying to make this as easy as possible for the customer as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click into the 3 products. So I'm going to just bring these up into tabs. So let's go to the first one, which is the Ghent beer tasting tours by Beer Secret. Lisa, I'd like to use you as an example here. I hope you don't mind. So this is like a product page. So this will display a nice big image at the top. You have the option to display a gallery. So we can have a gallery of images if the customer wants to sort of see them as well. And we can also show a video. So bring up a video. If you get a video of your tour, the operator can then, the customer can then play that to find out more about you and your business and the experiences that you have. Scroll down, we can see here, this tour is provided by the company. There'll be a little brief explanation about who that company is. So we're not hiding the branding of that company whatsoever. It's all in here. And as you can see here, the side panel stays in place as we scroll, making it easy for the customer to then purchase, which we'll come on to in a bit more detail in a second. But we'll have highlights in terms of how many hours, where it's located, anything that tour requires, brief introduction, highlights, price includes, price excludes, any optional extras, more of an explanation of what that person, or that experience is going to be about. If you want to have cancellation policies on that particular product page, you can as well. Pick up points on a map. And then at the bottom, we will be highlighting things like reviews for that particular company. And we're looking to also have related tours, and the related tours will be by company, so you don't need to worry about a different company's tours being shown on your page. We'll be tagging them up, so it's only your products will be shown at the bottom of a product page if you want to show related tours, which we will be doing, and that will be good there going forward. But this product, Beer Secret, uses Fair Harbor. So if I just click on proceed to booking, like any other Fair Harbor website, it brings up the Fair Harbor widget, and people can book straight from there. And that's going direct to the operator. Again, we're not handling money. We're not doing anything. It goes direct to you guys. So let me show you another example for the Iceland client, which is actually Cool Travel Iceland. Again, brand at the forefront, information about that product, pickup point. So whatever information you have got, that will be in here. And let me actually state, as part of the fee that you pay, and I will come on to that a little bit more in detail. For launch, my team, we are basically uploading your content for you. So we will copy and paste all the content, all the images, any videos into the platform for you. After launch, we may allow operators to be able to get access to the pages to tweak any content that they wish to tweak, because we want to optimize the content as well, if you allow us to do so, to make sure it's better optimized for SEO, to make sure that there is no duplicate content, and to sort of help with that with rankings. But ultimately, we will do all that job for you. So again, there are certain things we will need you to do, like supply certain things to us, but we are pretty much doing all the legwork for you. And you can see here with the calendar down the side, this is using Boken. So this is Boken's widget embedded directly into the page. So the customer can then pick adults, children, the dates, check out, and that will just check out through Boken, as you would normally do on your own website. So that's using Boken. And that's how it would work with pretty much other platforms that allow you to use website widgets or buttons, or and also if you just want a PayPal button and it launches PayPal to make a payment, you can do that, or Stripe, or any other sort of payment gateway. We can do that as well. But if you've got an availability calendar and your platform allows that, you have that embedded in the page, and then the customer then book direct to you using that widget. But for those who do more bespoke tours, we haven't forgot about you guys as well. This is one of our clients as well, Rosehill Travel. Similar page, and they've got more information. So Rosehill Travel, information, what they do, their experience. You can even see here, we can add in a full itinerary of what that company is going to be doing, because it's a more involved tour. So if you have multi-day tours, itinerary, obviously you require that. So all that is in there as an example. And down the side, there's a contact form. So because this is mostly bespoke tours or inquiry only, a form can be added down the side, and any of these fields can be bespoke to your needs. Although I will say is not to make the form huge. You want to make it as quick and possible and simple for someone to fill out and get that over to you, especially through mobile devices. But they will be able to fill out that form, and that inquiry goes direct to you. So again, not going to us, not going to a third party. That customer's details are going direct to you. So you own the data. You are in charge of that. That allows you then to market your own business to those people if you so wish. So that's one of the things that we feel is also important as well. So we can do things like that as well on the platform. And as what I mentioned earlier, we're looking to have landing pages for each company. So this one, as an example, is Rosehill Travel. Showing the logo will be a bit of a brief description. We'll be looking to pull in things like Google reviews. We can pull in TripAdvisor reviews as well, possibly. Well, we can, but we're deciding whether we're going to allow that or not, because we don't really want another OTA brand on here. So ultimately, we want this to be displaying Google reviews. Ultimately, in my opinion, Google reviews are better because they serve you better in terms of rankings. They're still trusted. And in the long run, never bet against Google. So we're going to show Google reviews on the system, more information about that company, and then your experiences, your tours directly below that on the page. So if a company wanted, and this is good for two things. If a customer came to the website and they wanted to bookmark this page because they like your company, they can do it, and all your products are going to be there. But also, if you wanted to do your own marketing, and maybe you're not happy with your website, or maybe you wanted to do some Facebook ads yourself, or maybe you wanted to do something other like Google ads, whatever, you can drive them to this landing page. It'll be optimized for your business, optimized for your tours, and will allow you to then send anything to this if you want to try and get more bookings through Touriosity yourself and take that upon yourself to do so. So you could use this as a landing page. So again, it's just a very, very early stage demo. No, we've got a lot of things in place I want to have in place. No, we've still got a bit of work to do. But I hope you can sort of see how clean, how easy it is we're trying to make it, how flexible we're trying to make it, but without being overly complicated, without making it an absolute nightmare for a customer, but also ultimately to make it easy and beneficial for you guys, for you to take forward, and for us to promote your brand, your business, your tours, and your destinations. And that's what we're hoping that this platform will do for you guys going forward. So what I'm going to do is just bring up my presentation again. So that was the early stage demo. And hopefully, as I say, you can sort of see what it is we're trying to do with that. So I'm going to go into the fee structure now and how that works. This has been out since day one. We're going to have two sets of fees. There'll be $150 a year annual fee or $100 annual fee. So both fees will allow you to have a listing on the platform, up to 5 products listed, and the fees are per destination. So if you are a destination who works on multiple destinations, it is $150 or $100 per destination. So it'll be a listing on the platform, up to 5 products listed. That will allow us to market your platforms, embed your reservation system. We will copy across all your content. We will optimize your content, add the tracking codes that we need to make sure that everything is, bookings are being made and you're getting the leads and the revenue and everything else you need to do. And all that is included in the annual fee. We have the other fee as well, which is $100, which gives you exactly the same stuff as the $150 fee. But it's more of a thank you, because this will allow us we want to have a Touriosity logo, as well as more of a sort of accreditation, a logo, and a link to the Touriosity website in the footer of your existing website to help with backlinks, to help with SEO and things like that as well. So that's why we've got the lower fee, as a way to say thank you for allowing us to do that. And that is why we have these two fees. So what are the next steps? We aim to launch this in September, so not that far away. We actually do believe we can get this launched by September if we get enough operators to be on the platform. And all those who have registered will soon receive an email over the next week about making the fee for the annual fee, or for making that payment for the annual fee. That'll be sent to you guys shortly. Again, we've had 550 operators plus sign up and register their interest. We hope that every one of those, we know it won't happen, but we hope that every one of those will sign up and want to be part of this platform. They can see the value of what we're trying to do. And this will then be the next step in terms of, is this going to be a viable option for you going forward? Is this going to be a viable platform going forward? Is that once those payments are in and we see how many are actually going to be on board, that's when we know if we are able to launch or not. And we'll come on to that in a second. We're going to have, one step ahead too far. We are going to have a registration and fee cutoff date of the 31st of July. So the end of this month, we're going to have a cutoff date. And then from there, we'll be allowing no more registrations to the platform to allow us to get this platform launched. We want to launch by September, so we are up and running, up and running for the sort of tail end of 2020. And up and running for the festive season, which is a key season for a lot of different operators. So we want to be up and running by then. That's why we've got this cutoff date. And then once we launch, we will open up to allowing more operators to be on board again. So, but for those who may be concerned, the fees that you do pay up front will all be held in a secure account and refunded in full if the platform, for whatever reason, can't launch. If we don't get enough numbers, if we don't get enough operators, we will refund everything in full, even though we might be doing more work in the background and trying to get things launched and working on the system and the platform. You will be refunded in full, so you have no concerns in that sort of sense. So for anyone watching who is not registered, you can register your interest at touriosity.travel. Up the top in the menu, there is a register your interest link. Just click on that, fill in your details, and you will be added to the list. And as I say, as of the 31st of July, we anyone registering after that date will not be there for launch. That will be there after we launch. So if you want to be on the platform for launch, if you want to make sure that this platform is going to get up and running and be a viable platform for all the operators that are going to be on there going forward, please do, once the emails go out, please do pay that fee. Please do allow us to make sure that this is going to be a viable option. And hopefully we can make this work for you guys. And I'll be completely honest with everyone. We are going to give this 18 months. I'm going to give this 18 months of my time to make sure that we can make this work. So when you pay your fee, it's a 12-month fee in terms of you'll be on the platform for 12 months. But that's not to say that as soon as you pay your fee, it's 12 months from when you pay the fee. It will be 12 months from when we launch. So that's why we're going to give it 18 months. That will allow us to get the platform up and running, allow us to get everything in place, get the marketing in place, and then you will have the full 12 months on the platform. And then after that period, we'll then reevaluate. We'll see if it's still a viable platform for everyone. We'll get everyone's feedback and then see how we go from there. But you have my word for what it's worth that we and my team are going to give this everything that we can to promote your business on this platform for the next 12 to 18 months to get this up and running and hopefully get you some bookings, which is what's sorely needed at the moment. So I'm now going to open up to questions. Obviously, anyone who's watching this through Facebook or LinkedIn or anything like that, or YouTube can post up questions. I can show them on screen, and I can hopefully answer them for you during this webinar. So I'm just going to hide my screen just now. So I'm just going to see if we have any questions. I can see lots and lots of comments, so just bear with me a second. I can see lots of people saying very well done. They love the look of it. The roadside travel looks great. Is that you, James? I suspect. Loving the format, the flexibility. Robert there, so thank you. Sort of Robert saying he loves. It really looks brilliant. Love the ethos and the constitution. Thank you. It's what we're trying to do. Moira saying loves the format, loves the flexibility. So thank you so much for that. We've got a question here saying when it will be available officially. It's available now. Once the emails go out, in terms of you register your interest, you will get that email to sort of say, okay, we're now ready to take payments. We're now ready to push things forward. And then as of the 31st of July, all going well, we have enough people registered and paid. That is when we'll start putting the platform, finalising it, putting it together and getting that out there and launching all going well in September. Because like I say, we feel it's important that we hit the festive period and the tail end of 2020. And by September time, hopefully all going well with many of the destinations that you guys are in, things will start to be easing. We'll start to be doing more tours at that point. Yes, there may still be certain restrictions. We might still need to wear masks and all these other things. But ultimately, things will hopefully be at a better position by that point, but at least be up and running for the tail end of the year. I'm just going to see if we get any more questions. How many tours can we show, as I mentioned? If you're a tour operator who only does tours in one city, at launch we're going to allow 5 tours to make sure that it's the products and that you are going to generate you the most income through time. We may open this to more products. That would, and if we are going to open it up to more products, that would incur a fee, to be fair, for us to upload that content, optimize it, manage it, and market them. But again, anything we're going to do with that will go out to a vote to the tour operators that are on the platform. And that would be one that would be major, in my opinion, for the operators. So the majority will rule. If they want that to happen, it will happen. If they do not want it to happen, the operators will have their say. Let me see. Here's a question here from a Facebook user. Will you show availability for products on the site and how we would connect it to a reservation system? Hopefully I showed you that. Though if your reservation system has website widgets or some sort of code that we can embed, we can do that and add that in there. If they don't, obviously we can still make it inquiry based only. You can deal with it manually, but hopefully there's something there we can find a solution for you. We will soon be using our own reservation system rather than one of the major players. If you're building your own reservation system, ideally, and building your own reservation system could be good to a certain extent, but also, is that going to offer you the flexibility that you want? But if you are building your own reservation system, make sure that you it has you build something into it that allows you to then have a website widget or a booking widget embedded into the form, into the page. We could look at using things like something, I don't want to get too technical, called iframes, but iframes tend to be not the greatest when it comes to mobile devices and all these other things, but there may be solutions that we can look at, and we can certainly look at it on an individual basis, an individual case. So we can certainly look at that as well. Hi, Cheryl from London, Visit London Taxi Tours. Thanks for joining us. So I actually have two windows here, so forgive me. I've got one where people can chat through LinkedIn, YouTube, and all these other things. I can show them on screen. And we're actually streaming on Travel Massive group as well, which doesn't unfortunately pull into this. I'm going to come onto the Travel Massive guys in a second, so apologies if I'm not with you yet. And mostly everyone's just sort of saying thanks. Hi, Shane. Right, okay. Okay, so we've got another couple of questions here. From Rick, how will you reach clients? Sorry if this is already answered. I was cut off for a while. It's a good question, and it is something I never really covered as such yet. So I believe there's certain aspects in terms of marketing, and there's some platforms that we can really hit home with and really generate lots of brand awareness about Touriosity, brand awareness about your products, your destinations, and then through that and through other marketing methods, drive leads and bookings your way, because ultimately that's what we're trying to do. A lot of the online travel agents focus more on Google ads. They do certain things through. You'd be surprised, but some OTAs even create many websites and make them look like new businesses, but they're actually driven by them to try and flood the market and flood the rankings on Google and flood Google paid advertising. So we will be doing Google ads to a certain extent, but to a lesser extent, just more at a brand level. I see more benefit, and we can spread the budget more, get more bang for our buck, and be more targeted by using something like Facebook and be doing Facebook advertising or Instagram advertising. So we'll be predominantly using that platform, as well as writing lots of content, getting the SEO out there, and building that part of it up. And that does take longer. So that's why we're predominantly going to be using things like Facebook, as well as some other mediums as well, but predominantly Facebook to begin with, because we feel that that's where the money would stretch further, and we'll be able to market for them. We've had great success with our customers through Facebook, so we're confident that we can make that work. So thanks, Rick, for that. Hi, Chris. The question that I have is, what measures are you taking to verify tour operators? I know I have seen it in other OTA platforms that someone has a website or a Facebook page and calls herself a tour operator or a travel agency. Yeah, it's a very good question. Obviously, the reviews is certainly going to be one thing we'll look at to make sure that they're genuine reviews, but to make sure that they are a verified tour operator, one of the aspects that we're looking at is maybe to make sure that they are a proper business, they have things in place. We're going to be doing our due diligence. We're not just going to, everyone who signs up and pays, we're going to go through each one individually, make sure that they have all these different things in place, make sure they are a quality business, and they are a real business, and they're not just there to scam, basically. So we will be doing as much as we can to help with that. And I no doubt one of our partners and various other people that will be able to help us in this regard. But that's something we're going to be looking at. It's something we're taking seriously. So it's a good question, and we are going to be making sure that those who do sign up are viable and proper businesses. So there is going to be hopefully no scamming going on, and we'll be making damn sure that that's not going to happen. Gaurav, apologies if I pronounced that incorrectly. When you say the fee is per destination, is it per country or per city? It'll be per city. So most operators operate in a city. So if you're in Barcelona, if you're in Glasgow, if you're in London, it'll be per city. So that's what we're looking at to do for that in terms of the fees. So, but like I say, most operators who have signed up are single destination, single city operators. But we understand there's lots more operators out there who do work in multiple destinations, and we feel it's only fair that they pay more to have more tours on the platform and to be promoted, to have those tours promoted, but it will be per destination. So Emma Chalmers, thank you. It all sounds great. Something positive to look forward to. Thank you, Emma. I really do appreciate that. So I'm just going to turn over to Travel Massive, see what questions we have in there. I can't put them on screen, unfortunately. Ian from Travel Massive, if you're listening, integration with StreamYard, which is what I'm using for this, would be fantastic for that side of things. Let me just sort of see if we have any questions. Patricia from Barcelona, I'm really impressed by Touriosity. It sounds like an alternative to actual booking systems. Thank you. Hopefully we can make this work for you guys. So thank you so much for that. Somebody asking, Paul, Stephen, can we get a copy of this presentation? Almost immediately. This will be left online. It'll be on the YouTube channels. It'll be on the Facebook groups and that are being streamed to, and they'll be staying there. So, but anyone who's also signed up and registered, we will send this out probably tomorrow in terms of an email, so you have a link to the recording as well. But this will be online and will be posted up on the information site Touriosity.travel. It will be posted up on there as well and left on a page on there too. So it will be available online almost immediately straight after this webinar. Bruce McLean, we're signing up 100%. Thank you. I registered but didn't receive a confirmation email. That's strange. You should have got an email about this webinar. So that's that was the first email that should have gone out. If you haven't, if you have registered, you are on the list, so don't worry. But if you haven't received anything, please do get in touch, contact us, and we'll see just to make sure. How are you promoting the website? Hopefully, I've covered that in terms of Facebook advertising, etc. Great concept, Chris. Thanks for a wonderful session. Blah blah blah. Thank you. Trying to see if there's anything specific that people have thought of or want to ask me. Someone asking about the fact it's a community, and that's what we're trying to build, a sort of community-led, tour operator-led platform. The more operators on this, and I'm being completely clear, the more operators we have on this, the bigger the marketing pot, the more we can promote this, the more we can promote you and your business and your tours. And that's ultimately how this is going to work. It's a marketing consortium. I use the term OTA loosely. It's a term that people understand, and most operators understand. It's why I'm using it. But ultimately, it's a marketing consortium. And the more operators on it, and the more partners we can get on it, the better. And that's what's going to drive us forward. Patricia also asking us, how are you going to market the platform and educate customers to book Touriosity? Again, through Facebook, through content, through PR that we're going to put out there. We're going to be doing all the things that we normally do for our own customers, my own business and everything else. That's what we're going to do for Touriosity, and that's what the fees are going towards. Paid advertising, all these other things as well. Like I say, we don't make any money from this. I'm not taking up an income from this, and all that will be written into the constitution. All the fees are there to market the business, and some to help maintain the platform and make sure that it's running and ticking over and everything else. Yeah, I think that's pretty much. Hi, from Gary. I'm from Edinburgh, but cover over Scotland with my tours. How will this work? It's a good question. So that is something we're thinking about how we're going to look at that. Whether we and I'm open to suggestions, but that's something we're looking at. No, also we're looking at per city because that's a lot fairer for a lot of businesses going forward. But we may also look at it as per destination, as in Scotland for a whole, or Spain as a whole. We're not too sure how we're going to do that yet. That is something we are thinking about, and it has been on our minds. Though if you travel to various destinations within Scotland, we can maybe look at what those destinations are. But that is something we're looking at to sort of see how we can make that fair for guys like yourself too. And hopefully we'll be able to share more information on that soon. But that is something we'd be thinking about, so don't worry about that, Gary. Connor. Hi Connor, good to see you from you again. There's other commission fee OTA groups popping up. Are you all working together, or is this competition? We know of other now, and we think it's personally, I think it's a good thing. We know of other operators. Some of the food tour operators are creating their own platform. I believe they are taking commission though, but they are creating their own platform in terms of promoting tour operators and being tour operator led as well. And that's the beauty of what's been happening after COVID, that tour operators are starting to take the initiative. They're starting to take things in their own stride and put things forward and trying to change the industry, which is exactly what I'm trying to do as well. We're not working with any of the other commission-free OTAs. There's not many that I know who are going to be going commission-free or not even taking a profit from it. I don't know how they're going to be structured. Happy to talk to them to sort of see if that's something we can all work together to make sure that this is going, that we can make this better for tour operators. Like I say, I'm not making money from this. If we can make this industry and this sector better for the long run, whether it's my system, another system, or we combine systems in the future, I'm all for it. As long as it benefits the operator. And excuse my French, no one takes a piss, and it's all about driving the sector forward. So excuse my Scottish language there, but that's how I feel about it. But no, I'm not talking to any of the other free OTAs. I'm not too sure who they would be. Happy to talk to them and sort of see if it's something that we can work together to push this forward, basically. So time for one or more two questions, and we'll stop from there because I know we're just ticking over the time that I said. There's a question here from Robert. Just to ask, how do you select operators if more than 5 apply for one city? It's very good, and the fairest way we can make this is first come, first served. Whoever registered first, they will get on the platform first. So if we have more than 5 from any one destination, we know the dates that they signed up, we know the times that they signed up through the form. So whoever signed up first are going to be the ones who are going to be on the platform. It's the only fair way to do it. So first come, first served. So if you're not registered already, get registered, just get on the list, and hopefully we will go through that list and then hopefully bring you guys on board and get you on the platform. Amanda, I don't know if you saw it in the presentation, we're going to allow 5 tour guides or tour businesses per destination. So if you are in San Francisco or say you're in London, we'll allow 5 tour operator businesses in that destination if they have the same or similar products. So if you are a food tour operator, we'll allow 5 food tour operators in London. If you are a bike tour operator, we'll also allow 5 bike tour operators in London. If you run museum tours, we'll allow 5 museum tour operators in London. So we can have multiple operators, more than 5 operators per destination, but only 5 per tour type. So we want to offer quality, not quantity, of a particular tour type, but we will have multiple different businesses offering different types of tours for that particular city or destination. So hope that made that a little bit clearer for you. A Facebook user, will there be an element of sustainability in terms of group size? I know Airbnb limits groups to 10. To be honest, that will be up to the operator, but I think because of COVID, they will be forced to only have groups of up to 10. No, I've been advising my own customers to maybe have groups of no more than 6 or 8. And anything above that could be harder to sell going forward. So I think the days of having groups of 20, 30 and all these other things are long gone, and it'll be a long time before that comes back. So yeah, small groups I think are the way forward for operators anyway, if that is something that you do. But ultimately, it's up to the operator at the end of the day. But hopefully, have some common sense and realise what's happening in the world, and will know that large groups probably aren't going to be the best way forward. Now, I know we're past the time. Thanks for all your comments. Thanks for the positivity I can see coming through in all the comments. It's encouraging to see. I can see that so many of you are wanting something different. So many of you are looking for something to help you guys out. Like I say, I am not here to make money from this. I am not here to profit from this. This is a platform from you. What some of the other OTAs are doing is at this time is, like I say, quite frankly, immoral. I think it's time to have a different system, a different platform, something that's focused on you, something that a lot of these OTAs used to be when they first started out. Fortunately, money got in the way, and that's why I want to try and avoid with this. That's why it's a non-profit. That's why I'm not making an income. So, and I will be honest, this will only work and will only be launched if we get enough operators to come on board. No, the interest, over 550 operators signing up an interest, is fantastic. And that's without much marketing, and then mostly through word of mouth and through the helps of things like Shane from Tourpreneur and putting stuff out in my own groups and email lists, and some of the partners as well have putting stuff out. That's through them that have helped us with that. Once we start marketing this properly, and hopefully this video goes out and this webinar goes out, that will spur on even more especially with the cut-off date that we're putting onto it as well. But this can only launch if we get enough of you to pay and get the platform up and running and make this a viable option. So the question is really back to you guys, back to the operators, back to anyone who's listening who wants to go on this platform. Do you want it? If you do, get onto it. Let us make this work. Let me make this work for you. Let me help you promote your business, especially those who can't afford marketing agencies, can't afford to, or don't have the know-how to market your business. So yes, I wrote a book about how you can do this yourself, but do you have the time to do so? I understand that as well. So this will only work, as I say, if we can get as many operators onto this as possible. So please help me to help you. That's all I can ask. And we'll soon find out by the 31st of July if this is going to be a viable option for everyone and a viable option to take forward. So I hope that that's helped answer a few questions. I hope that that's helped you understand what I'm trying to do with the platform. I know I will still have some cynics out there, but I'm truly trying to make this something that works for you guys and something that works for to generate you the leads and the bookings going forward. So again, this will be online. This will still be online once we stop this broadcast. If you want to go back and watch anything, share. Still keep asking comments or questions. I will get onto them as soon as I can and start asking those questions, or answering those questions rather. It's been a long day. And yeah, so hopefully you've liked what you've seen. We'll put out some more information to those who have registered, especially over the next few days, in terms of next steps, and then we'll go from there. So thanks again for everyone who's joining. Thanks again for spending an hour or so with me. Hopefully enjoyed it, and let's make Touriosity and make this a platform for you and make it a reality. So thanks again, and I'll hopefully see you guys soon. So look out for more information.